Yeah. So yeah, why don't you first tell me what your results were in the program, the 12-week program? Just the 12 week.
Um, like weight wise or
Yeah, whatever you think, whatever you had
um a
results.
lot better than expected, to be completely honest.
Say that again.
It a lot better than I expected.
Okay.
Um, yeah, like it was still hard. But I definitely was like happy. Like I knew I could have done better, but I was happy to be where I was by the time the 12 weeks like came and went. Also, 12 weeks like literally just flew by. So that's another thing. Time all escaped me altogether.
So what were you expecting in 12 weeks? And what did you want for yourself in 12 weeks?
Honestly, just to feel healthier, like just to like get a rhythm of things, like an altogether like life change, really. Better habit.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
what was it like before you joined the program? What was your lifestyle like?
Um, at a shit show, to be completely honest. Like
Okay.
really there was no type of routine for anything. It was more just like, oh, like this week I'm not gonna go to the gym. Next week I'm struggling because I didn't go last week. Also, there was no balance with like what I'm taking in and what I'm putting out. It was just all over the place. Like there was just a lot of being tired, being frustrated, really seeing nothing, not knowing where to go, what to do. Like it was just a joke. Like it was brutal.
Okay, cool. So then you joined the program and you had a vision for yourself. And what was that vision?
Um, feel better and look better. Like I really did not like what I was looking at in the mirror, and I just also didn't feel good at all. Like I'd wake up super tired. I had no energy throughout the day. I started getting random pains that I was like, okay, like I'm not doing anything. It has to be health wise, but mostly just feeling like really shitty all the time. I wanted that to stop.
Okay, cool. And did you have a size, like a clothing size goal or anything, or a weight goal, anything that was more measurable in that respect?
No, like I did want to obviously like go down a couple sizes in clothes, which luckily I did, but mostly it was just waking up, looking in the mirror, and like liking what I seen was
Mm,
all I did.
yeah. So you're feeling good and happiness level and comfort level and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So how long had you been feeling uncomfortable for? How like and what did you try to start feeling better? Like before you joined the program, what were you trying? What didn't
Um,
work?
I tried just like cutting down like my meal portions, trying to obviously like balance my food altogether, cut out like going out all the time, not as much sugar, salt, all of that wasn't really working. Yeah, like it was all over the place. Like it was
Okay.
not.
Structure. You didn't have any structure. So you needed something like a plan, something like a blueprint to understand what
Oh,
to do.
and prior to that too, like I didn't feel good for honestly probably quite a few years, like a handful of years that I just like realized that like my weight just really started to increase quite a bit. And I think it was honestly like seeing like a social media flashback, like, oh, like this day, like 4 years ago, really put into perspective like how much weight I actually gained. And I shed a couple tears realizing like, holy shit, like you don't see that happen. Like you see it happening, but just to see such a black and white situation like that, you're like, oh fuck, like what happened? Like where did the time go? How did this happen? Like you don't think of it happening until you see it. And that's I think what like really triggered me to be like, okay, like you need to get this shit under control.
Yeah. And then so you took action for yourself.
Yeah.
That it's time, get this shit under control.
Yeah.
And so how was the program? What were your results? What was it like for you?
Um, it was a lot of fun. Like it actually was a lot to take in. Like I think like the first week, aside from like the cleanse, my brain hurt trying to just like put everything in routine, figure out what I'm gonna do, when I'm gonna do it. It was definitely an emotional roller coaster. I don't think I could tell you how many times I cried out of just like not knowing where these emotions were coming from, and also just like seeing the progress a couple times that I was like, oh my god, like it's actually working. Not that I didn't have faith in the program, but I didn't have myself like at all.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a lot of fun, super fucking hard. Very emotional.
So when the 12 weeks ended up, did it feel as hard at that point?
Um, no, but I definitely like knew that it wasn't done. And I think that was a little bit hard to come to the end and realize like, okay, like I'm still not where I actually want to be, but not trying to also remember like I've come this far instead of like, oh my God, I still have so much more to go.
Right, exactly, from that abundance mindset. So what were your final results?
Um, good. I think I did not hit like the target that we initially like talked about, but I did end up losing. I think by the end of the 12 weeks, it ended up being 20 pounds or so. Like it wasn't, I think it was 20 pounds.
I think it was about 20 because you started in the 160s, right? I have it
Yeah.
here up.
Is also like another thing that I was like, holy, like that's a lot of weight to carry for like a person as short as myself.
Yeah, yeah. And so do you feel different now that you have 20 pounds off? Like how different do you feel in terms of
I definitely feel like I can keep up a lot more. Like I could run and not gas out. I can just do like simple shit that I wasn't able to do, but like even simple shit before like was starting to become like a struggle and a half. Like going up the stairs, like I couldn't really run. Like it was both embarrassing and frustrating.
Mhm.
Um, but definitely like there was certain pains that I had gotten that I didn't know where they were coming from that literally disappeared. And I was like, ha, I knew it. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, it was
yeah,
from the extra of 20 pounds I've been carrying.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're at 143, you started at 162.
168, I started.
Oh, did you at 168? Oh, maybe I don't have it going. Oh, yep, sorry. 168 and now you're 143.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's more than 20 pounds. That's
Yeah.
25 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And how tall are you?
I'm 5 feet exact.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of weight gone. Cool. Clothing sizes. What about that? What happened with that? Do you know what you're
Um, I started wearing like a lot of baggy clothes like all the time. Like I would wear sweaters when given the chance. I would wear like big shirts all the time, like all the time. Now I do wear stuff that's more like form fitting. It doesn't feel like as uncomfortable. I don't like hate it. It's still getting used to it because form fitting clothing is never comfy. Like regardless of what it is, it's never comfy.
Yeah.
But now like I look forward to actually like dressing up or like making an effort to be like, okay, like we're doing this today. So like I'm gonna do this with my hair and like I'm gonna put this on and I'm gonna do whatever. But it wasn't like that for a long time. Like it was just whatever was convenient, I'd grab on. The bigger the better.
There is no effort. Now there's effort and you're taking care of yourself a little bit better,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
And Aaron said that you like shopping now and you're
Yeah.
picking up dresses and stuff. So he told me that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that
when
was awesome.
I started, I had bought like a couple I think I bought some shorts that I haven't done in like a long time. I think I bought a few dresses, a couple shirts. I still have a dress that I kept from like years ago that I specifically kept so that I can fit into it by the time I hit my goal. It's still there. I can't
Nice.
find it anywhere.
Yeah.
But that's like I think the only thing that I've kept out of my old clothes that I was like, okay, like this is the goal I want to be at.
Yeah, get that
But
dress out then. Keep
yeah,
trying on. I did the same thing when I was pregnant. I bought like a small dress and I'm like, I'm gonna fit in this
yeah.
afterwards. So that's awesome. Cool. What would you like? Okay, so you've maintained your weight?
Yeah, for the most part recently, yeah.
Yeah.
I've like a couple like more pounds, but for the most part it's just maintaining what I've been holding on to lately.
And you said to me before the interview, you said something about you thought you were going to go backwards when you stopped the program.
Oh yeah, like I think like that was the one thing that I was scared of. It was just immediately like heading back to where like I was coming from, and I knew I wanted it to like not go back, but I feel like I was gonna fall back into old shitty habits, like just whatever's convenient, whatever is there, and then head back. Like I haven't seen 150 in a long time, which is good. But that's like the one thing that I was like, oh my God, like I can't do that again. Like it
So
sucks.
what made you be able to maintain this? So,
Um, I think just like being more particular with what I was putting in my body altogether, like making sure I got my water intake in, making sure I had more veggies, more protein than I did anything else. If I really wasn't hungry, like if I were to go grab something to eat, like is it because I'm hungry or because I'm bored?
mhm,
Um, Making sure that like I was getting like my food in, so I also wasn't craving shitty
sure.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all stuff that you worked on throughout the 12 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What about workouts?
Um, there was a period where I actually didn't go to the gym for I think it was almost 2 weeks. And in that time, it was more just like watching what I was eating since I wasn't actually like physically doing anything. Um, but now that I'm back into it, it's just a mixture, and this especially now that everything's kind of open, it's a mixture of like martial arts and then like the weights, or it's kind of just not keeping it not boring, but just like keeping it spicy every like couple weeks.
Yeah. Good. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do your own thing now. You can do your own thing. Your metabolism
Mm-hmm.
is soaring. You're drop 20. There's no reason for you to gain it back because you've
Mm-hmm.
learned how to look at food differently now.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to work on your final push on your own, which is amazing because you can
Mm-hmm.
definitely do this on your own after you've learned this. You can definitely continue this method forever, right? Sustainable, right? What would you say to somebody who is you? Like, what would you say to somebody that is struggling right now, how you used to struggle before the program?
Um,
What would you tell your old self if your old self was sitting there uncomfortable, 20 pounds, up overweight, tired, wearing baggy clothes all the time? What would you tell that person?
Honestly, just get it the fuck done. Like, there's really no easy way or fun way to do it. Like, it's really fucking sucks, but just get it fucking done. Like, it's you're gonna hate it looking at a year later and being like, fuck, like I had a year to lose this many pounds and I decided to do fuck all about it. It's just a matter of like getting it done. Like every day, like even now, like being like done the program, it's every day I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym. Like I'm tired. I'd rather nap for 20 minutes. But like also, do I want to nap for 20 minutes or just like be happy later that I actually went to the gym? Like it's always just like these constant battles that like they're never gonna go away. In my opinion, like I don't think they'll ever go away.
Yeah, because health is a daily battle. It's something
Yeah.
we have to work on daily. And once we wrap our minds around that, then we go, okay, I have to work on this daily. It doesn't just like come and stay like magic, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So what were the maybe the top three things that you learned from the program that you can take away with you forever? Top.
Um, Consistency is super important.
Mhm.
Health is wealth is another thing. Um, and then honestly, just like overall happiness. Like it's hard, but it's so worth it. Like it's like I honestly don't know where I'd be if I didn't do it. I'd probably be at the same weight. If not, I'd probably honestly be heavier if I didn't start this. Um, yeah, it's amazing. I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
Good. I loved watching you go through it because it was just so real, It was like you would tell me when you were struggling and weren't feeling like doing much. And I would get on your call with you and be like, okay, let's talk about this. Why are you feeling this way? And it's okay to feel this way. But are you either going to go backwards right now or are you going to keep pushing forwards and keep getting what you want out of this? Right.
Yeah.
And that happened a few times and that was awesome. So we talked about that.
The Valley of Air was
The value of
beaten.
despair.
Found
Yeah.
myself there so many times.
That was like your breakthrough moments and stuff that you had, which was amazing. I loved watching you go through this and just seeing the changes every week and just your mentality and your mood even and the pictures obviously and
Mm-hmm.
what your boyfriend was noticing too. Pretty awesome. And then
Yeah.
seeing you in person at a party and I was like, oh, you look so different. Like, like
Yeah.
you can just see that immediately in your skin and your brightness in your face. And so I'm so happy to have coached you because you were committed. You were committed regardless of you knew it was going to be fucking hard and tough.
Yeah.
You were just like, I'm still going to do this, even though it's tough right now. Because when you
Yeah.
get to maintenance, now you've been able to maintain this for quite some time and you're not going
Mhm.
backwards. So is it really that hard? Like it's hard going through it, but maintenance is such a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Honestly, thank you. Like I don't know. I don't know like what I'd really be doing right now if it wasn't for this. Like I know I forgot.
It's okay. It's a very emotional thing because it's life changing, right? Because of the way that we feel.
It was hard because like I don't open up when it comes to like personal shit like that. But also like I had the push of like Aaron who was like, listen, like you're really not gonna like it, like it's never gonna be fun. And also just realizing like where I was at and like where it was headed. It wasn't fun. And like even sometimes like your hormones change too. So like it's just like a lot of the times I was crying and I'm like why am I crying? Like I don't know. Like am I sad? Am I happy? Like am I just like in the moment right now? Like I don't know. But
Mm.
honestly, thanks. Um
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so glad that you chose me to help you because that's all I want to do is help women just realize their potential and that they can do this and that there is a way and that we don't always have to feel stuck and uncomfortable, right?
mhm.
So awesome to see you transition like that. And it's a very emotional thing, a very emotional thing because it affects our entire life, day in and day out when we don't feel good compared to when
Yeah.
we do feel good, right? So we always have to
Mhm.
keep working on our health
Yeah.
constantly. Like, and sometimes we just forget about that and we give up on ourselves. You got to get back on it again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you. And you thank yourself for giving yourself that awesome, opportunity and investing in yourself too. And I know it's not cheap and all that stuff, but like, yeah, sometimes we just gotta say, okay, I gotta do this for me. And
Yeah.
it's just for me and that's it.
I think also the fact that it's not very cheap is like a good incentive that like listen, like this isn't cheap. Like you just invested quite a bit of money. You should probably actually do something with it.
Exactly. You know
Yeah.
how many people I've coached that have just fallen off track like immediately in the past when they used to charge like this much.
Oh
Like,
God.
just waste time
Yeah.
and money. And it was just because it just wasn't, money talks, right? Or put some skin in the game, pay attention,
Yeah.
to do it, right? So it's also just worth all the information and knowledge that you're gaining. So
Okay. I think also like it adds a little bit more incentive. Like people think like, oh, I'm putting this money into it, but they don't remember that they also have to actually make that commitment to themselves. And it's not just a matter of like I've spent X amount of dollars doing this. It's also like it's you're not doing it for the money, like you're doing it for yourself. And
yeah,
like I think definitely forget to remember that, or at least they don't realize that okay, like I'm actually not willing to change as much, or like I should change because this is going to change me for the rest of my life.
exactly. Ah, amazing. Awesome. So cool. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on to this interview and sharing your entire like journey with us.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. A lot of a part like
Good
a
hard
little sad.
fun. Was
Yeah.
it?